Good morning, students. Today I am going to resume this first lesson, and I think in this lesson concerning this topic, today will be last class, last period. Today I am going to start explanations concerning this lesson 1. Hear attentively whatever I am going to explain you. Focus your mind, concentrate your ideas. Your ears should be at the words whatever I am going to utter before you. And your brain, your mind should be concentrate. Your attention, your eyesight should be at the blackboard. Second passage. As we have studied in first year in 11th class, last year I taught you how we can explain the prose and poetry section. All of it. Once again, in this first chapter, I am telling you again how we should explain what is the process, what is the method of explanation, prose and poetry. So, this is class of prose. So, once again, I am telling you, first, we have to write hint in as for instance, look at second passage of this lesson. The platforms were packed with people. The platforms were to attitudes and reports. Attitudes and reports. Clear? And our next heading will be reference. Reference. What will be right in reference? This. We can say, we can write like this. This golden, glorious, sweet piece of prose has been extracted from the essay author with a basket of my textbook written by a great and renowned essayist of English literature concerning 19th century, William C. Douglas, or we can add that judge of Supreme Court, USA, Mr. William C. Douglas. So this will be your reference. And next point will be context. Context. We have studied last year also. We are revising how we can write this in context. In context, what will we write? When the author was going from New Delhi to Ranikhet, he started his journey from New Delhi to Bareilly by train. So, in this given stanza, the author described about the scene of railway platforms or all the scenes, those stations were located or situated on the route of Bareilly from New Delhi. Discussed here. Okay, clear? So this will be your context. And next will be expression points, explanation. Explain. This word is formed with explain. Explain is verb. That spelling is EXPLAIN. I told you several times. What is that? Verb EXPLAIN. Explain is verb. And this expression is noun. EXPLANATION. When we add a suffix after n in the end of explain, that becomes noun and ATR. But in foreign noun, the I will be counted. EXPLANATION. This is the difference. So mighty forever. I also explain to Mastira. Okay. Once again, listen this passage. It's reading moderately, then I will explain you into English. The platforms were packed with people, Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus, soldiers, merchants, priests, porters, beggars, hawkers. Almost everyone was barefoot and dressed in loose white garments. I would ask at least 3 people before I could find one who spoke English. We would talk world affairs and every major topic the news of the day produced. In this way, I was trying to get a feel of the pulse of the nation, checking opinion against official attitudes and reports. Now listen to this explanation. I am explaining you, and after deep understanding, you have to write on your exercise book, on your notebook. So listen attentively. When the Douglas was journeying or traveling in visiting purpose from New Delhi to Ranikhet, but up to Bareilly he completed his journey by train onward from Bareilly to Ranikhet by car. So in this passage we are talking about the scene of railway station where the author was journeying or traveling or starting his journey from there. The platforms were overcrowded with several kinds of people. They belong to various professions and religions. Among them, or many of them, there were people belongs to sects as for instance Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus, soldiers, and different professions concerning different professions or different professionals. They were traders, businessmen, priests, patrons, hawkers, beggars, porters, coolies, but most of them, or we can say everybody of them, any one of them was usually shoeless, without shoes, or we can say barefoot, and put on loose white garments. Why? Because this was the time of summer, was summer season. When the author is here, was summer season. So he observed that most of the people were barefoot, put on loose white garments. All of us know well that light colored clothes reflects the sun rays or heat of the sun. Clear? Heat of the sun. So this is one of the main reason why the people wore those white garment. And white garment is 100% of reflector of heat or sun rays. Therefore they were dressed with loose white garment. But there was a problem before author. How he could explain and understood each other's ideas, the ideas of the public, ideas of our countrymen. As we know, when we go any unknown place, first and foremost we have to know the language. Why? Because language is the communicator of, transmitter of our ideas. Without language, we can't communicate our ideas to somebody or any other person. So, in its view, as we know, he belonged to English speaking country, USA, America, United States of America. And ours is a vast country, and our lingua franca, our mother tongue is Hindi. And writer was completely unaware of our mother tongue, our mother Hindi. So, at least he asked three people whether they could speak English or not. As we already studied, that it was the time when the partition was decreed between both countries, India and Pakistan. No doubt, it was the time of British government. Recently, our country became free. So naturally, many people knew English. So that was not a great difficulty before the author. He asked actually three people and hardly he could find one who could speak English. In this way, when he became assured and when he found one person out of three who could speak English well, so he started discussing about the every great topics, every massive topics of the day's news, any burning topic concerning the news of the day. In this way, he was attempting the ideas of the officers, or we can say the official attitudes. He was trying to know properly. And what is the mainstream? Here is a proverb, or we can say a phrase to get a feel of the pulse. It means he was trying to know the mainstream of our country during that period when he was journeying, he was traveling from New Delhi to Bareilly by train. So I think this is all about the expression of this passage. Now, as the last point, we can give any part, or we can say comment anything about language, about any unique thing that is used in this passage, as we can say, good use of phrase to get a feel pulse of the nation. Good use of idioms or proverbs, and the language is simple, compact, etc. So these are the things about language style, unique language style. These are the common points, and we can use anywhere in the expression in any passage. Now come to next passage. Listen attentively. Next passage is at one station, my routine of talking with the people was interrupted. As soon as I alighted, a group of young children gathered around me. They were selling baskets, hand-woven reed baskets with simple designs and patterns. They held the baskets high, shouting words I did not know, but conveying unmistakably their desire. Now this is the author described here about his experience when he was journeying, he was traveling from New Delhi to Bareilly. And as soon as at one station the train stopped, so the routine of author, his discussion with other people was interfered, obstructed, or we can say resisted. And as the train stopped, soon or at once he got down at the platform from his carriage or his compartment. As he got down on the platform, a group of young children, little children, small children concerning the Susi family, those children belong to Rishi. They surrounded him. They surrounded him. Why? Because they were selling in their high wares, selling their goods, hand woven fans and baskets. They concern to various types of methods and models. Many of them were very attractive, very nice or excellent. They were holding their goods, their hand-woven fans and baskets very high or above their heads, and wearing in his words, shouting their words. Author could not understand, but definitely with the help of his body language, their body language, he could understood what were they desirous. Means they wished, they were desirous to sell their materials, their goods, etc. Now come to next passage. And this is the last passage of this lesson. The people I saw in India, those in villages as well as those in high office, have both pride and a lively sense of decency and citizenship. They also have a passion for independence. This beautiful child, born in squalor and poverty, uneducated in both grammar and manners, had given me a glimpse of the warm soul of India. Point out, in my opinion, all these passages on the board exertion point of view, all three are very important. So, after writing a notebook, you have to prepare all these explanations. This is the concluding passage of this lesson, this passage. In this last passage, the author William C. Douglas described his ideas about the people or countrymen of our country, citizen of our country. As he, after visiting our country, I already told you in our previous classes that meanwhile or during that time, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of the country. So he explained him about his ideas that every people, it is not the question whether he belong to high offices or any officers or a poor farmer, all citizens have great feeling or patriotic feeling, great love for their motherland. So this is all about this lesson, and today I concluded this chapter completely. Thank you very much. Stay home, be safe.